Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Prima Marketing watercolor pencils. If you remember a few weeks ago in one of my videos, I did do a review on Prima Marketing's confection watercolors in the tropical set. So today, excuse me, today I have 3 sets of Prima Marketing's watercolor pencils. They all come in boxes of 12, and today I have the basic set, which has your basic colors in it, your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and black and white. And then I also have the Scenic Root set, which is more pastel-like than the other colors. And then I have the Spring and Fall set. And you can see what the colors look like up here as well, although the accuracy will be shown on paper. So a few things about, oh, and before I go on, I'll be having a giveaway for this video, and some lucky subscriber will be receiving a set of the spring and fall colors. And all you have to do is be a subscriber, like my video down below, and also make a comment in the comments section. And once you do that, you will be entered into a drawing that will be randomly picked, and I will notify you of the winner by next Tuesday. So you can subscribe, like, comment to be entered up until Tuesday, okay? Or Monday night, actually. So you'll see that in these small sets, there are crossovers in color. I do have a white in the spring and fall set, as well as in the basic set. I also have a black in the basic set, as well as the Scenic Root set. And then in the Scenic Root set, I have this green number 58, which is like a light sap green. And then in the spring and fall set, I also have that. So there are three colors that I have duplicates on. The green I don't really care about because I go through greens pretty quickly with landscapes, but the white, I don't use white. And black I hardly use, although I would use black in urban sketching, so that's not too bad either. But anyway, another thing I wanted to show you in these sets, well, here, I'll show you what the pencils look like. They come like this. They're white, and they have a very smooth finish on them. They're each numbered with their color number, and they came very dull. Very dull. You can see I sharpened one pencil to show you how dull the other ones were when they came. It's ridiculous. So anyway, that was one thing that I found. Another thing that I noticed, I'm a little bit concerned about the wood. I don't know if you heard, like a few years ago, well, it's been more than a few years now, when Prismacolor pencils sold their distribution or the manufacturing of their pencils to Mexico. And the wood that was being used in Mexico was a cheaper wood, and it wasn't as consistent. And they found that the leads weren't being centered down the pencils, and that the wood was cracking and splitting. And people stopped using Prismacolor pencils. Artists did anyway. And the price began to drop. It just plummeted. And you could buy a set of 150 Prismacolor pencils for like $70. And then the coloring book craze started, the adult coloring books, and it drove the prices of Prismacolor back up. But they're not being made any better. It's just that those people using those pencils aren't artists, and most aren't artists. They just want to color and have a stress-free thing to do, which is a lot of fun. And they're not aware of good and bad pencils and that kind of thing. So I was examining these, and I found out it looks like we're going to have the same problems with these kinds of pencils. You can see on this one, it is split in half. Right there, you see the split, and then the same thing on the other side. See that? So I'm a little concerned that my pencils may get ruined. And also on my basic set, another thing I noticed that just goes to prove that the wood is not good wood. It seems very soft. This one has a huge chunk missing at the bottom of the pencil. See that in the gold area? You can see the big chunk that's missing. It's not even round. There's a dent in it. You can see when I stick my finger over it right there. So we'll see how good they are, but anyway, let's go ahead and put them on paper. I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison with a few of the Derwent watercolor pencils. I won't compare the Inktense because it's pretty obvious. Inktense is very strongly pigmented and they're not watercolor, they're ink. So we'll just stick with Derwent and see what the comparisons show us. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go. I've written down here the 3 sets, Basic, Scenic Route, and Spring and Fall. We're going to start with the basic set, and I'll just skip the white. The white isn't going to show up on white paper, especially on video anyway. Now, I'm pressing with, I'd say, fairly firm strength on these, especially on the lighter colors. You can see how hard I'm pressing. Although I have this sped up double time, I'm using a firm touch. Now when I use Derwent pencils, I normally don't press that hard. And when I'm painting with them, I'll start out with a lighter layer anyway, and then I build up on those layers, just like I would in watercolor. I'm using a regular brush here, not a water brush. A lot of times people do use a water brush with their pencils instead of a regular brush, but it really shouldn't make a difference. And I'm drying the brush off on a sponge after I dip it in water so that it's not too wet. These colors are doing okay. I am leaving some lines behind, probably because of the pressure I used putting the colors down. I'm also using hot press watercolor paper, just because there is such a difference with cold press and the texture on cold press paper. So I figured that hot press would give you a truer look at what the colors are. Here we are on the Scenic Route colors, and these are the ones that are more pastel-like than the other colors. They're very pretty, and I can see some uses for them already, but again, you have to build up on those colors. I think I was pointing out there that that was number 58 in the Scenic Route. And to be honest, I think my 58 from one set to the other looks slightly different. They are different. It's very strange. So maybe they aren't the same color. I'm going to have to do that again. So you can see now wetting these that they're a lot paler. They're definitely a pastel-like color, but they're still showing up okay. I'm actually very impressed with the pigment that these pencils are providing. And I was very surprised with the watercolor set too that I did the review on. And I like that watercolor set. It just took me a while to get used to the different colors that aren't in a normal 12 palette set. And but after I did that color chart that I did, it really made a difference on mixing colors for me. Now on the Spring and Fall set, this is the set, the colors in the set that I'll be giving away. This is my set. There's an extra set for you for the winner. These first colors start out, they're like a pale peach tone and then a little bit deeper coral, and then we get into the reds, another pink, which is different from the basic set. I was thinking that these Spring and Fall set would be great for doing like spring florals, if you wanted to do a botanical painting, that would be good for that. Or even in the fall for doing some of the fall colors. There's some really pretty colors. There's like a burgundy color that I really liked in this set. Now you can see that first color I'm holding up because it's so pale. It's like a seashell color almost. It could be great for white sand, white sandy beaches or something like that. I'm going to bleed in here, sorry about that. Trying to separate it so you can see the two colors. But this set has pretty good pigment. I'm pretty pleased with it. Of the two sets, I think I like the spring and fall and the basics the best, but I do like the light blues that are getting washed out in my light in the center one there. So anyway, now we get out the Derwent colors, and I'm going to pick a color that is similar to that blue, and I'm using lighter pressure to see if it'll be the same color, and it was. When I use lighter pressure, it's about the same as the other one, and then when I use heavier pressure, it is darker than the other. I'm sorry you can't see it well there. I have a light on off to the side, and here I was trying to match a color, but I didn't have one that was close enough. But I'm using much lighter pressure. That one was very light, and the yellow is much brighter than in the basic set. Now, I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. I can't remember what I was doing here, and this is a voiceover, I'm sorry. Oh, I see. I'm matching up some browns. I was trying to match a brown to the closest one that I can find. So I'm pressing with medium pressure there and the same pressure on the other. Pretty much the same, trying to keep them equal. And the one on the Derwent one was actually a little bit darker, but it could have been a darker pigment too. It's hard to say. Then I got green in that one. That didn't help me. But all in all, I think that the Prima marketing colors actually are pretty good for their price. For $11.99, you can't beat it. So I would recommend these pencils to anyone. The same with those Confections watercolors. They're both great sets. So don't forget to subscribe and to like the video and comment down below in order to get enrolled for the giveaway. And I will talk to you soon and let you know who will win. Sorry about that.